Hey everybody, Lydell Steiner here, and I'm going to be going over the assembly of the Tilmor Tine Weeder. And I want to just draw your attention first to what we have on the table before us. So the Tine Weeder comes in two different sizes, either 35-inch coverage or 53-inch. And that's going to vary depending on the size of bar you have. So I have on the table, we're going to assemble the 35-inch wide Tine Weeder. If you choose on the website to pick the 53-inch, you're going to get wider or longer bars. Okay, so those might look a little bit different. All kits have the same frame, so these bars get bolted onto this side frame. We got the hardware with that. And then I'm going to jump over here. We have the mounts. These go onto the frame to hold it onto any 2-inch toolbar. So whether it be a G, a Tilmor, or a 3-point modern tractor, these bars will go onto that there. Then in the middle I have both the tine holder as well as the tine itself. So these come in packs of 12. So our 35-inch kit uses 2 packs of each, and our 53 uses 3. So depending on, again, how wide of kit you get, you're going to get a different number of tines. So that's what's included in the basic kit. Additionally, a toolbar or whatever else you got from us might be available. And that will get us started. I'm going to jump now into assembling the actual frame on the table. And then the last step will be putting the more tedious job of putting these onto the frame. So let's get started. So here we are. We have the side frame rails and also the long bars. Again, there's 2 sizes of bars depending on which one it is, but the same procedure. In the frame kit, you're going to get a series of bolts and nuts. So you have an 1¼ inch carriage bolt and an 1-inch carriage bolt. The 1¼ inch are going to be saved until later when we put the actual mounts up. So we're going to step those away, and we're going to use the 1-inch carriage bolts right now to put the rails on. So I'm going to move these off the table so that I don't lose them. And we're going to start with putting the rail. Again, this is going to slide in, and we're going to have the angle facing out. Well, when I did it off camera, it went really well. All right, so the angle's facing out, and then we're also going to put another one in here. So that slides in like that, like so. Not sure the best way to do this, but maybe just sliding in from the side could be a good way. And then once I might leave this last one for a little bit here, just to get the frame going. As you can see here, the holes on this bar are facing down so that they can pair up with the rail. All right, I'm going to pull this off the ledge a little bit here so that I can then fasten the hardware. So we're going to put the carriage bolt facing down and the serrated flange nut coming up from the bottom. So this, again, one thing with a Tine Weeder is it's not going to be that complicated as you see to build it. What's more than anything, it's just going to take time. So there's a lot of hardware that comes into making it. We've done our best to try to make it as simple as we can. And of course, one of the reasons why we do the assembly the way we do it is to help save on shipping. So that can help out for sure when we do that. So we're going to use a 9/16 wrench when we put these in. But what I've been told on the assembly process is maybe to hold off of tightening until later. So we're going to maybe do just a quick snug on everything. And then just kind of get stuff together before I do the tighten. So I'm going to probably just zoom through the rest of this so that you don't have to watch me do this on all the other sides. So we'll do this equally on both sides with all the bars, and then we'll reconvene here as we get that done. We have assembled the main frame with loosely tightening the carriage bolts. We'll finish tightening those here in a little bit. But now I'm bringing in the mount kit, and you're going to notice a couple of things. The mount kit includes the U-bolts. But this other hardware with the 1¼ inch carriage bolts was left over from the frame kit. So these, we're going to use 4 of these on each side. We're going to use these to hold the mount kit on, And I want to just notice you can put this on a multitude of ways. Really, you can put your toolbar just about anywhere. So you can make, sometimes in older tractors you have to make it spin in a certain way so it actually gets on your tractor. So that's fine. There's really no right way, but I'm just going to put it on like this for right now with the sticker on the outside and with the U-bolt on the inside. Maybe one other important thing to note is we have made this bracket both what I would call universal for really any tractor, and also a tractor that uses a traditional top link like a Category 1 or a Tilmor. So we're going to start with the bottom carriage bolt going in, and then I'll add a nut here. And then we're going to show you the option that is on here. So if you want this to be fully adjustable, so like on your mid-mount tractor, we have a slot, okay? So that gives you the full adjustment. Here you can see there's also this little cutout that allows us on both these two rotational ones. And by putting the carriage bolt with the little corner in there, it'll make so that this now is fixed. So I would traditionally do that if you're going to use it on a Tilmor tractor or a Category 1 tractor, so that both sides remains the same when it's easy to tighten things down. So we're going to pop these last two bolts in. This one I'm also going to put in that extra little corner, because we're going to put this on a Super E here. And so I don't need to have any adjustment. The adjustment will be in the top link. All right, so again, pretty much what you're going to do is if you want the adjustment for your Farmall, your G, that's where you do that. All right, so I went ahead, did all of them, and we're going to just do a quick tighten on this side with the impact. It's a 9/16. I'm not going to do much, just pull it in. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. And then I'm going to leave these U-bolts for us to put when we start mounting this onto the actual unit. So we'll set this aside, we'll put the other one on, and we'll go from there. All right, we got the mounts on, and you may have noticed that there's another set of holes. That is by design. If you would like to have this, again, on a different tractor where you want your tube to be back further, more centered, that allows for all of those different configurations. I'm going to go through and quickly tighten up all of the side bolts so that we're ready to go, and then we're going to jump to it being mounted onto an actual frame so we can go with that next part. We brought in our little toolbar holder to be able to hold this so that we can easily do it in the video. You can just put it on your tractor and assemble it, or whatever's most convenient. You are going to notice we put the U-bolts through with the nuts. I'm going to tighten those down here in a second. And you're also going to notice that we off-centered this a little bit. The reason why we do this is because the tines, we do not use left and right-hand tines, we use all one side. So to keep the actual tine weeding centered, you're going to have this whole thing be off-centered a little bit. All right? So just keep that in mind as you're doing this. And yeah, I'm going to put these on, and then I'm going to show you how to do the tines and also the correct pattern for the tines. And then we'll fast forward through all of that. So here we go. So I'm going to now put the first row of tines on. And again, as I just mentioned, all the tines are the same orientation. So they're all going to go on the same way. And then we're going to not, unlike maybe logical would have you, just to put them on 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to do a different order here. So the front one we're going to put in hole 1, and then the next one we're going to put in hole 4, and then we're going to go to 2 and then 3. This keeps things from making more of a rake effect and allow the weeds to and the dirt to flow through a little better. The other trick is it's going to take a little bit of time to do. We've tried to make it as friendly as possible, but still you're going to need to put the tine around. Okay. Okay, so once I have the tine around the bar, then I have the tine holder. This tine holder, I should have showed you off camera. Let me do that here, or a little bit more. So this tine holder is going to, when we're in there, we're going to do this number. And this clip Again, as I said, this gets a little bit hairy, but this clip sits right in there, okay? So that's what we're gonna be going for. There's a little bit of tension on this, but it's gonna hold right in there. So we're gonna slide this in there a little bit, follow that clip around, and then I'm gonna grab the bolt, which I didn't show you yet. This bolt is gonna come up from the bottom. It's a special bolt, and the reason why we did the special bolt is so you only have to have one wrench when you wanna tighten it. So we're gonna bring that up from the bottom. Okay, and we're gonna come up through this first hole. Remember, it's 1, 4, 2, 3. So it's a little bit tight. And you're gonna wanna make sure that clip isn't underneath the bar and tighten it like that. You're gonna want it to come all the way through, and then you're gonna just swing this nut on, okay? And this is a 1/2" wrench, okay? So we went from 9/16 and everything else down to this one, which is a 1/2". So you're gonna notice that I can do this without having to have a wrench in the bottom. So that's why we use that special bolt, okay? So that's in hole 1. We're gonna now move to hole 4, okay, on the next one, and then work our way back to hole 2, and then finally land on hole 3. So going in here, we're gonna put the wire around first, okay, then the clip next. Boy, I usually go like the middle roughly, and then get it to set in there. Actually, let's get that bolt through first. So 1, 4. Okay. Now back to 2. Every time I do it, it just doesn't feel like it goes, and then it goes, so. All right. And then finally, we're gonna do 3. Bolt up through, down the middle. Okay, so we are now going to just put the rest of these on. I do want to point out that then the way that you know where to put the next one is you're going to skip 3 holes. So 1, 2, 3, and then go in the 4th because there's 4 bars. We're going to go every 4th hole consistently from there on out. All right, so that's how we're going to know what to do, and yeah, so go have fun. All right, so one thing I did learn here is that I put this one on first when I went to do my 2nd row, and then I found I was getting interference here, trying to put this bracket on because of this. So I'm going to suggest that you always work your way from the top down and diagonally down. I think you're probably going to be best so far as what I'm feeling. But I might have another tip as I go along. Maybe there's something more I'm going to learn. So let's start with that. So start with the top down. Let's see how this next one goes on here. All right, well, we are back. We did all of the tines, It still took me a little bit even thinking power, even I got to the end, but it doesn't go bad. And with another hand, maybe sometimes helping you get your parts, it makes it easier. I'm going to use a 1/2 inch socket. I'm going to tighten these all down. Again, make sure that you can always see this bar. It's on the back side, so it doesn't accidentally tighten down wrong. Just go through these. So one of the nice things, again, we did not use a bolt that you have to get a wrench on. So just all you need to do is do this. Probably need a wrench for that last little bit there. All right, so we are wrapping this up. I believe everything is tightened down. And again, this can go on your toolbar. And I think the last thing I just want to point out to you before we close out this video, I'll do a little overview of the tine itself. But you do have adjustment in this, so you can change the pitch and the adjustment strength by the tine holder. All right, so if you're going to angle it more down like that, it's going to clearly have a lot more, be a lot more aggressive than if you go more up like this, it'll be less aggressive. So what some people will do is they will do two things. One, they may be a little bit less aggressive right over the plant row, or similarly, they may be more aggressive like at the edge of a bed. So if you have a bed and you want to even work the edge of the beds a little bit, you may run that down a little bit more aggressive on the outer ones. So you can adjust each one individually. It does take a little bit more work to adjust them individually than maybe a more mechanical system, but it's very functional and simple and really good to use. So that should give us a big overview of the Tine Weeder assembly.